Hey guys, Alma Leigh here with the Alma Leigh Show. We are filming here on location for the first time ever at the beach. Not to rub it in, but kind of to rub it in. And action.
Yep.
You got it? Okay. Welcome back. Alma Leigh here with the Alma Leigh Show. So, David and I have been sitting here waxing poetic about life and the universe and our purpose and Espolon tequila. So, what you want to do, normally you would lick your hand, you'd put salt on your hand, but do you want me to get you some salt?
Yeah, I'll do it.
You want to do it appropriately?
I'll do it appropriately.
So you can talk to the audience and tell them what you're doing.
I don't really drink all that much, so I don't know how to take a shot of
Do you have a
tequila.
salt shaker?
I always just took it straight and about puked. It's not so bad with the lime and the salt.
No, it's
I
great.
always just took it straight.
Yeah. This is
This could be the spot.
Fantastic. This is awesome.
Could be the spot.
There's just so you know, there's a little tiny itty bitty bite in the air. It's not that noticeable. I mean, I'm not chilly, I'm not cold, but it's just
It's
very
there.
it's there.
It's just there. It's apparent that it could be cold,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Did
'Cause
you
there's
check
just
your
enough
blue
foam.
light? Good. So, this is groovy. We're having a good time. We're having a good conversation. We talked about mentors. We talked about Stevie Wonder. We talked about John Mayer. I gave you some of my old lady life advice off camera. And what is it? What was it?
The reality versus expectation of being a musician.
Yeah. What's the reality?
Well, the reality.
You're making a shit ton of money and it's glamorous and you ride to all your gigs in a stretch limo.
Well, that's the expectation.
I know.
Let me tell you what everybody expects out of it. You expect to be rich. You expect to have 1 million cars, a Tesla, huge bank account, to just have money, just an expendable income to buy anything you want. All of those things. And the reality is, if you're not John Mayer or Taylor Swift or one of those people, it's just not how it is. Normal working musicians have 5 or 6 gigs a week,
Yeah.
and they pay their bills.
Yeah. They're a regular working person.
It's a job.
It's a job.
It's literally a job, just like someone being a plumber. They go to work every day. They may wake up at 9 o'clock.
Or a therapist.
Or a therapist. Or a person working in a restaurant. Food and bev. You know, you wake up, you go to work, and you go home. The cool thing about being a musician and being a professional musician is you've achieved the ability to be appreciated and get paid for it.
Yeah.
Like, people are like, I like that person being the background music to what these people are experiencing. That's one of the biggest compliments you can receive, in my opinion. When someone, man, it's crazy. When someone messages me and says, hey, are you available this week, Thursday from like 12 to 3? I'm just like, I do like a little dance because I'm like, I am available. And they thought of me. Why did they think of me?
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
Even if it's someone I know, I'm just like, yes. You know? So there is one part of the reality that's pretty cool, which is people will hit you up and ask you to do things with them. Emily Curtis,
I've never met her, but she's going to be on the show. Emily, I'm going to talk to Emily.
I have so much respect for Emily Curtis because of what she stands for, because of who she runs with, because of how she presents herself, because of how she plays her music, because of how she sings. I could talk about her in an entire podcast or an entire video. But when I played with her the first time and I listened to her music, I was like, I don't quite know if I can keep up with this. And then I met her, and the first time I played with her was at a church. She was just like, you know, show up, know the tunes, and I just received an email, and I was like, we're doing this kind of professional, all right?
Yeah.
So show up, everybody's in their kind of like, you know, pajamas, like, you know, morning stuff, because, you know, it's morning. I'm like dressed up for no reason. I'm like, ooh, sorry. I consider this professional, so I thought I'd show up,
Yeah.
looking good. But
I think if you're a musician, you should show up as you present yourself, regardless of the environment you're in.
and you're completely right.
That's my opinion. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
What's
you.
your name?
I'm Haley.
Haley, say hi to our audience. Come here, Haley. This is Haley here at Lawrence's
Hi.
Seafood. Come here. No, don't run out. Come here. She's running away. Who was that?
That is Stephanie and that's Tristan.
Stephanie and Tristan. So, thank you so much.
They have
It's so
fantastic
sweet.
food.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Seriously.
The
Lawrence
Brussels sprouts, yo.
So I hope you enjoyed that margarita. Instead of just like full-on sour mix, I added some pineapple in it and fresh squeezed lemon. Or lemon and lime.
Of course
Awesome.
you did.
So,
I love a good acid.
So
Thank you.
when we do on location podcasts, we want to, if it's a dive or a dump, we won't go back there. But honestly, I haven't recorded the podcast in a place where I didn't enjoy it.
yeah. Well,
Because
that's
we
good.
vet it because we'll come here first. But I thought that this place was going to be covered. But we picked a good time.
We
For
did.
sure. The beginning of the week
Hi,
is always
Tristan.
a little bit slow.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
You can come and say hi. He's like, I'm okay. We're going to heavily edit this, so we just let the camera run and then we'll just put it in the program and we'll do our thing. Do you guys know David?
I do not.
You should get to know David.
Okay.
Yeah, pay attention to him. He's
I
doing
played-
big things.
I played here with Brandon Lamar Simmons once.
You what?
I play here with Brandon Lamar Simmons.
Okay.
Yeah. You know Brandon Lamar Simmons? So he plays over at the Windjammer, and so just
Okay.
remember him. Remember his face.
Sweet. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Maybe? I feel like that's why like I know that name from.
My parents own a booking company. They book bands and DJs and
Guarantee you know David George Sink. He's one of the big names around here. He's not going to tell you, but I will.
Or more specifically, you know people that I've played with.
yeah.
I know that you know people that I've played with, like some of the bigger people, like Emily Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played with her.
Brady Smith,
No.
Greg Keys.
Greg Keys. He plays with Greg Keys.
He played at the Windjammer last Saturday.
Are you done with that margarita?
I'll finish it.
Will you get that pen up for me and that straw?
Y'all are so sweet and very attentive.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
so much.
Absolutely. Anything y'all need, just let us know.
Thank you. We got the couple over here that are checking us out too, because they see the camera up here. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about, Oprah. Oprah says, I listen to her. I listen to Lisa Nichols. Of course, everybody listens to Tony Robbins. Abraham Hicks.
I like Tony Robbins. He's been in movies, and I feel like he's just like, this is what you should do for this situation because it's what's logical.
I'm drawing a blank. Eckhart Tolle. I listen
I've heard
to
that
him.
name before.
I lean into the people that sort of are expressing their purpose in the way that I feel like I'm drawn to connect. One of the hardest things that I have overcome is to not overly judge who I used to be. Because there's going to come a day, probably for the both of us, where our past behaviors, whether on social media or in previous relationships, for example, where it's going to be thrown in your face once you get to a certain level. Don't forget where you came from. Don't forget who you used to be. I'm like, I can't forget where I was. I mean, it's here. It's always here.
We'll always carry it.
Sure. But that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to evolve. We're
Yeah.
supposed to grow. We're supposed to change. I love who I was and I love who I am.
And that's how it should be. I mean, just learn from who you were and who you are. Learn from both sides, Learn the things that you like about you now. and then learn the things that you liked about you then.
Let's do an exercise.
Let's do it.
And then you guys can do this exercise too.
We're gonna do like some push-ups.
You want to?
No.
I will.
All right.
We can do push-ups.
Let's do push-ups.
But let's do this exercise first.
All right.
This is a psychological exercise. And you and I both will do this. I want you to imagine sitting in this chair, your 7-year-old self,
Okay.
at one of the worst days of your life.
Okay.
What? That's little David right there. Tell him you got 2 minutes to do something for him that didn't necessarily happen at the time.
Okay.
What would you say to him? And then I'm gonna
Okay.
tell my 7-year-old self. Okay.
Well, first of all, it's going to be hard for a while, but eventually you'll get your footing on this mountain that you're trying to climb. And all the obstacles that seem insurmountable, you will eventually surmount them, but you'll do it by yourself, which is how you're supposed to do it, because that's just how things play out. But don't really take offense to the fact that you don't always have people that have your back, because you always have your back, and you've always had your back, and you'll always have your back. You know, there will be people that will be there for a little bit, and then there will be people that are meant to be bookmarks. And once you move past that point, and you stop worrying about whether or not they're supposed to be there forever or temporarily, you'll do a lot better as a person, because at the end of the day, you'll meet the people that you need to meet, because they most likely will run into you naturally.
Wow. Bookmarks. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to steal that from you,
You can have it.
because to me, that is exactly what those relationships are. Bookmarks. It's just a section.
It's just a section.
So you've got 7-year-old Alma. Of course, 7-year-old Alma went by Leigh, because I was supposed to be a boy, because I was born second after a daughter, and I was reminded of that repeatedly. So Leigh, little 7-year-old Leigh. Wow, this is a hard exercise.
It is. You have to really think of what to
dig
say.
in. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. I mean, you're gonna, like you said, David, to your little 7-year-old version, you're gonna hurt. You're gonna have expectations. People are gonna let you down. But you're gonna consistently achieve your goals. And it's all gonna work out. And you have absolutely no way of conceiving right now how big of an impact your presence is going to have on the world. And everything that you're dealing with right now is a part of that. So suck it up, pull your big girl panties up, and you take your medicine, keep your mouth shut as much as you can, try and stay out of trouble, and try to just do the right thing. What I would say. David, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We'll do this again in a year,
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
when I can catch you off your tour. Isle of Palms, South Carolina, Alma Leigh Show. Y'all go with us.